In this special video, we'll discover why surpassing yourself isn't just an ambitious goal, it's a silent necessity that many ignore, and how adopting a Stoic mindset can elevate you above 90% of people, not through talent or luck, but through daily discipline, inner strength, and conscious choices. What you'll learn here could change how you face your days and help you understand why some keep advancing while others stagnate and give up, without even knowing why. The final lesson, I assure you, will leave you literally speechless. But before we begin, if you find these videos useful, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest wisdom. Now, let's begin. Lesson 1: Daily Discipline. And what if I told you that most people fail not for lack of talent, but because they don't honor their promises when no one is watching? The difference between those who progress and those who stay stuck isn't found in luck or circumstances. It lies in daily discipline. It's an invisible force built in silence, without applause, without witnesses, yet capable of transforming your entire life. While others wait for motivation, you move forward. While the world seeks excuses, you act. Discipline isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's reading one page, stretching 5 minutes, writing down one idea, and doing it consistently. Because greatness doesn't come from occasional bursts of inspiration. It comes from quiet repetition. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait to feel inspired to rule Rome. He ruled anyway. He understood. Action must be guided by reason, not emotion. And that's the essence of discipline. It's acting with purpose. Even when your body protests, your mind resists, and your emotions beg for comfort. The muscle of willpower strengthens not when it's at rest, but when it's used. Every time you choose to act despite fatigue, you reinforce a powerful truth. I can trust myself. And self-trust is the foundation of all lasting transformation. Seneca said, "Life is like a play. What matters is not how long it lasts, but how well it's performed." Discipline is what turns performance into presence, and presence into mastery. So today, make a commitment. Write in the comments, "Today I fulfill my promise," even when no one sees. Because consistency isn't flashy, but it's revolutionary. And the moment you stop depending on mood, you become unshakable. You're no longer carried by the wind. You've become the anchor. Lesson 2: Mental control. Your mind can lift you up or destroy you. It can be the voice urging you forward when everything seems lost, or the whisper convincing you to quit just before victory. And what you think determines what you do, which defines who you are. That's why mastering your mind isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If you don't control your thoughts, they will control you. Stoicism teaches us not to flee our mind, but to train it, shape it, and turn it into an unwavering ally. Think of your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and comparison, you harvest frustration. But if you cultivate courage, gratitude, and clarity, you grow peace. Epictetus taught, "Men are disturbed not by events, but by the views they take of them." This means your suffering is not born from reality, it's born from your interpretation. A criticism doesn't hurt because of the words, it hurts because of what you believe about yourself. An opportunity disappears not because it was absent, but because your mind interpreted it as risk. So the first step toward mental control is awareness. Pause before reacting. Breathe before speaking. Observe the thought before believing it. Ask, is this true? Is it useful? Does it bring me closer to where I want to go? Because not every thought deserves space, only those aligned with your growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Understand this, and you will find strength." That power begins with small decisions, choosing to focus instead of scroll, choosing to reflect instead of react, choosing to act with integrity, even when no one is watching. These micro-choices build a fortress within you, where nothing external can break your calm. And when you master your mind, you master your life. So write in the comments, "From today, my mind obeys me," not the other way around. Because whoever trains their mind daily becomes immune to chaos and ready for any storm. Lesson 3. Guard your time like a warrior. Time is your most valuable currency. No matter your income, fame, or connections, everyone receives exactly 24 hours per day, and how you spend them determines the quality of your life. Yet, many live as if time were infinite, wasting hours on distractions, empty entertainment, and meaningless tasks. They say they want success, but spend their best energy on what brings no return. The Stoics warned us centuries ago. Seneca said, "It is not that we have little time, it is that we waste too much of it." Imagine waking up each day with $500 deposited into your account and spending it all on coffee, snacks, and trinkets. At the end of the month, you'd be broke and wonder why. Now imagine that same scenario with your time. How many hours did you waste scrolling social media? How many were spent in conversations that led nowhere? How many were lost to anxiety, worry, or delay? Multiply that by the value of your time, and you'll see the real cost. Time cannot be recovered. Once it's gone forever. And every hour surrendered to distraction is a brick missing from the house you're trying to build. So protect your time fiercely. Treat it like a warrior treats his sword, with respect, intention, and care. Choose wisely where you place your attention. Don't respond to every notification. Don't attend every meeting. Don't get drawn into every discussion, because not everything that demands your time deserves it. Bruce Lee said, "Do not fear the man who has done 10,000 kicks once. Fear the man who has done one kick 10,000 times." The same applies to time. Scatter your hours, and you achieve nothing. Focus them, and you create a legacy. So start now. Plan your day the night before. Define 3 essential tasks. Protect those hours with silence. Because true productivity isn't measured by busyness, it's measured by impact. And the person who controls their time controls their destiny. Write in the comments, "I invest my time in what truly matters." Because when you stop wasting your most precious resource, you begin building a life that leaves a mark. Lesson 4. The inner fire that no one can see. There's a fire inside you, invisible, silent, that most people never notice. It's not the loud ambition that shouts for attention. It's the quiet determination that shows up every day. It's not the desire to be seen. It's the decision to become someone worthy, even in silence. This inner fire is what separates those who rise from those who merely survive. It's the athlete training alone at 5 a.m., the artist painting in solitude, the writer crafting sentences while the world sleeps. No one sees it, no one applauds, but that fire burns, constant, strong, and it grows stronger every time you show up, tired, unmotivated, afraid, and still act. Marcus Aurelius knew this. Amid war, betrayal, and loss, he rose early to write, not to impress, but to strengthen his soul. He wasn't performing, he was preparing. And preparation is where greatness is born. Your inner fire doesn't need fuel from others, it needs consistency from you. It thrives on repetition, on resistance, on the decision to continue, even when no one says, "Well done." So ask yourself, am I feeding my fire or letting it fade? Are you investing in your dreams or just talking about them? Are you learning, growing, healing, or waiting for a sign? Because signs rarely come to those who stand still. They come to those whose fire is already burning, bright enough to attract them. So light it, feed it daily, and when the world finally sees you, they won't realize the flame has been alive for years. Write in the comments, "My inner fire burns, even when no one sees it." Because true transformation begins in the dark, where only you know the effort behind the glow. 5. Eliminate emotional vampires. There are people who drain you, not because they hate you, but because they're running on empty. Being near negativity is like breathing contaminated air. You don't feel it immediately, but slowly you begin to poison yourself. These individuals transmit messages like, giving up is normal, progress isn't necessary, staying small is safe, and the danger is subtle, but real. When you spend time with lazy or negative people, you absorb their frequency. Without realizing it, you lower your standards, reduce your pace, and start believing it's okay to live below your potential. Science confirms this. A study from the Kellogg School showed that being near high-performing people increases your productivity by 15%, but just one low performer can reduce it by 30%, twice as damaging. It's worse to be surrounded by bad company than to be alone, and this doesn't apply only to laziness. Toxic people who criticize everything and everyone function as gray filters. No matter how colorful the world is, near them, everything seems dull. Before you know it, you're reacting the same way, seeing the world through darker lenses. Therefore, protecting your energy isn't selfishness, it's survival. You can't choose everything that happens, but you can choose who walks beside you. If you don't make this choice, they will drag you to their level. Remember, whoever doesn't want to grow drags others down. To remain the same. Decide today. If you don't add value, you don't walk with me. Record this phrase as a shield. My energy is too valuable to let you drain me. Because in the end, it's not just your daily disposition at stake, it's your future. It's the life you haven't lived yet. But that can be stolen drop by drop if you don't have the courage to protect what is most precious. 6. Build solitude. It's where you rebuild yourself. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's clarity. It's the space where you inhabit yourself, find balance in silence, and gain strength from your own presence. Most of us have been trained to avoid this silence, to fill every minute with distractions, endless scrolling, superficial talk, and tasks without purpose. But it is precisely when the world falls silent that you hear the most important voice, your own. Building solitude is like erecting an invisible fortress within you. Outside, chaos may rage, but inside you remain firm, centered, whole. Montaigne said, "The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself." And that's the heart of solitude. Learning to be with yourself, finding clarity in silence, and gaining strength from your own presence. It's not about withdrawing from the world. It's about returning to yourself. And every time you feel fear of silence, remember, silence is not emptiness. It is space. Space to heal, space to grow, space to speak with authenticity. Trust yourself. Create the version of yourself you'd love to live with every day. Nourish the thoughts that elevate you. Give life to small sparks until they become flames of fulfillment. If this video resonates with you, write in the comments, "Today, I choose to belong to myself." That is the seed of solitude. And when you plant it, you'll discover you're never truly alone, because you'll always have yourself as your best companion. 7. Stop seeking external validation. You don't need applause to be worthy. You don't need likes to be enough. You don't need approval to be valid. Yet we spend our lives begging for it, posting, performing, proving, as if our value were traded on the stock market of others' opinions. But Marcus Aurelius didn't need 1,000 followers to know his worth. He knew it from within. Your value isn't determined by how many admire you. It's determined by the courage you show when no one is watching. It's in the decision to speak your truth, even if your voice trembles. It's in choosing rest, even when the world demands more. It's in saying no to protect your peace. You are not less because someone didn't reply. You are not broken because someone criticized you. You are not unworthy because you failed. You are whole right now. Seneca said, "The man who trusts himself does not depend on the opinion of others." Stop outsourcing your self-worth. Stop waiting for the world to say you're enough. Start saying it yourself every single day. Write in the comments, "I am enough, exactly as I am." That's not arrogance, it's liberation. Your worth isn't earned, it's inherent. And when you finally believe it, you stop chasing, you stop shrinking, you stop apologizing for existing. You simply are, and that is the ultimate freedom. 8. Act before you feel ready. You don't need to be perfect to act. You need to act to become perfect. Waiting for confidence, readiness, or inspiration is a trap. It keeps you frozen, while life rewards those who move. The Stoics called this the practice of action. They didn't preach waiting, they preached doing, because action generates clarity, not the other way around. Think of a climber standing at the base of a mountain. They can plan endlessly, check gear, read books, watch tutorials, but they'll never learn to climb unless they take the first step. And the same applies to you. Want to launch a business? Start, even with a simple idea. Want to improve your health? Move, even if it's just 10 minutes. Want better relationships? Speak, even if your heart races. Because perfectionism is not excellence. It's fear disguised as diligence. It's the habit of delaying the good because you dream of the perfect. But the perfect never arrives. Only the brave do. Whoever waits for the ideal moment never moves. But whoever acts, learns, adjusts, improves, and over time they become masters. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, said, "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." So forget motivation. Build a system, start small, repeat daily, improve constantly. And one day the world will look at you and say, "When did they become so good?" And you'll smile, because you know the answer. It began with one imperfect step, taken before you felt ready. So write in the comments, "I act, even when I'm not ready." Because courage isn't about feeling prepared, it's about moving anyway. And that's how you become better than 90% of people. 9. Master the art of silence. In a world full of noise, silence is power. Responding to every provocation doesn't prove strength, it reveals insecurity. True power lies in choosing not to fight. As Epictetus said, "The wise man does not speak. The one who speaks is not wise." This doesn't mean never using words. It means understanding that silence often communicates more than 1,000 arguments. When you respond to anger with calm, you disarm the aggressor. When you face gossip with silence, you dissolve the drama. When you meet judgment with stillness, you reveal maturity. Silence is not weakness, it's sovereignty. It's telling the world, "I don't need to defend myself to exist. I don't need to win every argument to be at peace." Your presence becomes your statement, and that presence, calm, intentional, deep, is far more impactful than any loud declaration. Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom." Silence is that space. It's where you pause, breathe, and choose, not react. And in that moment, you reclaim your power. So next time someone tries to provoke you, don't justify, don't explain, don't argue, just stay silent. Let the discomfort work for you, not against you, because the one who stays calm wins. Write in the comments, "I choose silence," not reaction, because in the end, peace is louder than noise. 10. Focus on what truly matters. We live as if everything were urgent, but very little actually is. Most of your time is consumed by things that don't contribute to your growth, your health, or your happiness. The problem isn't lack of time, it's lack of priorities. Steve Jobs said, "People think focus means saying yes to the most important thing, but it means saying no to 100 other good ideas." And that's the key. You can't advance in all directions. You can only move forward in one. So identify what matters and eliminate everything else. Maybe it's improving your health. Maybe it's strengthening a relationship. Maybe it's building a project. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. Then, every day, ask, did I invest in what truly matters today? If not, adjust, because living with intention means cutting excess, even if it feels harmless. Every yes to distraction is a no to your mission. And the more you say yes, the further you drift from what makes you feel alive. The Stoics called this the art of elimination. They didn't try to fix everything. They focused on what changed everything. So protect your focus. Say no with respect, but firmly, because focusing on what builds you is the quiet rebellion of someone who refuses to be dragged into mediocrity. Write in the comments, I focus on what truly matters, because the path to greatness is narrow and guarded by those who dare to walk it. 11. Embrace adversity. It's your training ground. There was once a distant kingdom, shrouded in misty mountains and hidden valleys. In that land, a young knight named Alaric trained not in the comfort of the royal castle, but in the forbidden lands beyond. His armor wasn't polished. It was scarred by old battles, each dent, each crack, a story of rising after falling. Alaric had chosen a different path. While others sought safety, he faced dragons, not literal ones, but symbolic beasts that lurked in the shadows of human nature. The first dragon he met breathed fire of laziness. It whispered, "Rest, tomorrow will be easier. You've earned it." But Alaric remembered his duty. He acted, even when exhausted, and the beast faded, unable to feed on his hesitation. The second dragon exhaled smoke of insecurity. Its voice echoed, "You're not enough. Others are better. Why even try?" But Alaric stood firm. He repeated, "I am becoming who I need to be." And the dragon dissolved, because it fed on self-doubt, not self-belief. The third dragon was the most dangerous. It breathed the fog of constant comparison. It showed Alaric images of others' lives, their wealth, their speed, their recognition. "Why aren't you like them?" it hissed. But Alaric looked inward. He stopped measuring himself by others and started walking his own path. He realized, their journey is not mine, and mine is not theirs. And the dragon collapsed, because its power depended on envy. With each victory, Alaric grew stronger, not because he was fearless, but because he kept going. He didn't seek to destroy the dragons. He sought to transcend them. And that's the Stoic lesson. Adversity isn't punishment, it's preparation. The obstacles you face are not meant to break you. They're meant to refine you. Each failure is a test. Each rejection, a redirection. Each delay, a form of protection. Because the universe doesn't hand you what you want, it hands you what you need to grow. And when you face difficulty not with fear, but with curiosity, you transform pain into wisdom. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" Because every challenge carries a hidden gift, and only those who dare to walk through the fire receive it. So write in the comments, "I welcome adversity because it shapes me," because the one who fears the storm misses the rainbow, but the one who walks through it becomes the rainbow. 12. The secret. Become who you are becoming. The greatest tragedy isn't failing, it's never starting. The cruelest prison isn't made of stone, it's built from your own excuses. You can have the talent, the vision, the desire, but if you don't act, nothing changes. And that's the secret that separates the few from the masses. It's not intelligence, it's action, not dreams, discipline, not wishes, repetition. You don't become better than 90% of people by chance. You do it by choice. By deciding to rise when others stay in bed, by studying when others scroll, by training when others surrender. And the most powerful shift of all, acting as if you already are who you want to become. Because you don't wait to be confident, you act confidently. You don't wait to be disciplined, You act with discipline. You don't wait to be successful. You act as someone who is already on their way. This is the principle that turns dreams into reality. You don't wait to be, you do, and then you become. So every day, ask yourself, is this action, this thought, this decision aligned with the person I want to become? If yes, you're on track. If no, adjust immediately. Because every attitude you take is a brick in the construction of your ideal self. The Bible teaches this universal law clearly. Matthew 25:29 says, "For whoever has, more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But whoever has nothing, even what they have, will be taken away." This isn't just about material wealth. It's a universal law of motion and inertia. Whoever is already moving finds more momentum. Whoever already practices discipline discovers more opportunities to grow. Whoever starts building attracts more resources to continue. On the other hand, whoever hides, clings to fear, waits for perfect conditions, loses even what little they had. Because inertia consumes everything. It's like a muscle. Use it, and it strengthens. Neglect it, and it atrophies. Life works the same way. The little you do, when repeated, multiplies. The little you abandon disappears. That's the secret. Don't wait for confidence to act. Act to earn confidence. Don't wait for motivation to begin. Begin to awaken motivation. Action is the seed, and every time you plant it, life responds. For the Stoics, no one is born ready. Direction comes from knowing clearly who you want to become. It's not about imagining a perfect ideal. It's about having a standard of character, courage, discipline, and integrity, a compass that guides every choice and every step. That's why identity doesn't precede action. It emerges from it. You act like the person you want to be, and slowly, steadily, you become that person. Because in the end, it's not waiting that transforms you, it's practice. The future you dream of doesn't begin tomorrow. It began the moment you started living like the person you want to be today. So write in the comments, "I act, therefore I become." Because transformation isn't a distant destination, it's the quiet accumulation of choices made in alignment. Final reflection. The true revolution happens within the world doesn't need another hero. It needs people who are willing to face themselves, to confront their fears, rewrite their stories, and choose growth over comfort. Being better than 90% of people isn't about defeating others. It's about transcending your former self. It's about refusing to settle for mediocrity, not out of pride, but out of self-respect. It's about turning small actions into massive results, not through magic, but through consistency. And that revolution doesn't announce itself. It grows in silence, until one day, it's undeniable. So if this video spoke to you, write in the comments, "I choose to surpass myself." Silently, daily, inevitably. Because the path to greatness isn't walked with noise, it's walked with resolve. And the only competition that truly matters is the one you have with the person you were yesterday.